Good evening. Shock waves from the latest conflict in the Middle East are being felt by people across Canada at the gas pumps. Gas prices jumped about 6 cents overnight here in Ottawa, bringing the average price in the city to around $1.52 a litre. And prices expected to climb again by another 2 cents overnight tonight. CTV's Josh Morano has more from drivers filling up their tanks on Saturday.
At gas stations across Ottawa Saturday, drivers watching closely as prices continue to climb.
It's a bit of a shock because last week it was $1.20 something, right? So 30 cents a litre.
At an Esso on Carling Avenue, gas sitting just under $1.55 a litre, and for David Mason, it's an expensive trip.
I'm old enough to remember when gallons, right? So if it went up, 7 cents a gallon, people were shocked. And now we're talking about 30 cents a litre.
Overnight, the average price in Ottawa rose about 6 cents a litre, bringing it to roughly $1.52 per litre Saturday morning.
I did a quick search this morning seeing what average gas prices were in Ottawa, and I saw more around the $1.34, $1.36. So yeah, when I saw $1.54, I was a bit stunned.
To see gas prices in Barhaven being this expensive is kind of like I don't get it, to be honest. That makes literally no sense to me at all.
Analysts say the increase is tied to rising global oil prices, partly driven by the ongoing war in the Middle East, specifically surrounding the Strait of Hormuz, which is where 1/5 of the world's oil supply passes through.
At this time last week, a lot of gas stations were serving fuel for under $1.50, somewhere in the $1.38, $1.37 range. But of course, with the strike on Iran and the response by Iran, it's created an inordinate amount of pressure on oil and on petroleum products.
And McTeague predicts it could increase even more.
I think the price will probably move up another $10 a barrel, pushing to $100 a barrel by the end of next week. Gasoline probably up another 10 to 12 cents a litre.
Because it's winter cold weather, I don't want to take a chance on the car having less than a quarter of a tank, so I'll do it once, but I don't plan on using it very much in the next little while.
Even with prices rising, Mason says convenience matters more than saving a few cents.
Closest is more about convenience and saving myself time. So yeah, I don't worry as much about it. I don't shop around for it.
Josh Morano, CTV News.
All right, we'll take our first check of the weather tonight. Let's look at Sussex Drive by the French Embassy. You can see it's pretty foggy out there. And Environment Canada has issued a yellow fog advisory for the Ottawa area. Could experience zero visibility at times. A live look now through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. We're seeing at 9 degrees. The fog will dissipate in the overnight hours. So we'll take a look at what's happening here right now. We have a chance of showers and some drizzles for the overnight hours. That'll continue on into Sunday as well. Right now we're sitting at, for the next 24 hours, I should say, we have some foggy patches to deal with. We're looking at possibly 5 degrees our high for your Sunday. Currently in the capital, again, we're sitting at 9 degrees, chance of showers. It's foggy out there as well. The Ottawa Police Service is mourning the death of one of their officers tonight. The Police Association president confirming that Sergeant Robert Cleroux died by suicide while off duty. Cleroux had been with the police service for about 28 years. He's being remembered as a hardworking friend, father, and husband who cared deeply about keeping the community safe. Ontario Provincial Police are now investigating, which Ottawa Police say is standard practice. And if you are someone you needs someone you know needs help, there are several mental health resources available here in the National Capital Region. You can contact the Ottawa and Region Distress Center by calling the number on your screen, 613-238-3311. And we're following developing news out of Quebec tonight. A child has died and 17 others were injured after a school bus crashed in the province near the U.S. border. Provincial police say 4 other students suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries in the crash. Now, police say the bus swerved off the road at around 8:30 Saturday morning in Saint-Rose-de-Watford. That's about an hour and a half south of Quebec City. Officers found the bus overturned on the side of the road. They say icy road conditions may have been a factor in the crash. And police in the Greater Toronto area are investigating after 2 synagogues were hit by gunfire overnight.
Let me be clear. An incident like this is vile and has no place in Toronto. It is completely unacceptable, and the Toronto Police Service is dedicating no small amount of resources to dealing with it.
Toronto police officers say that they responded to reports of gunshots at around midnight. Investigators later found bullet holes in front of a door of a building identified as the Mayim Synagogue. Now, earlier in the night, York Regional Police officers were called to reports of shots fired at another synagogue in Thornhill, which is just north of Toronto. No injuries have been reported at either incident. And in a statement, Prime Minister Mark Carney called the synagogue shootings an assault on the rights of Jewish Canadians to live and pray safely. He also called them fundamental violations of the Canadian way of life. He added in part that federal agencies, including the RCMP, will use every resource to support law enforcement to identify the perpetrators of these crimes and bring them to the full weight of justice. Well, polls show the governing Liberals are expanding their lead over the official opposition. The latest rolling poll from Nano's research saw the Liberals surge nearly 5 points to 43.6% ballot support if a vote were held today. The Conservatives dropped 2 points to just over 33%, while the NDP were just over 11%.
Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives are on the political ropes. They have been close for the last year, but, with basically almost an 10 or 11 point advantage, the Liberals are kind of opening a significant lead. Probably explains, Lauren, why Pierre Poilievre is on his international charm offensive. It's to try to be a little more competitive with Mark Carney and to provide an alternative competing vision on the foreign policy front, because the polling has suggested that Pierre Poilievre, at least when it comes to things like Canada-U.S. relations, really trails Mark Carney. So not a big surprise that Poilievre is out there trying to kind of flex the Conservative foreign policy muscle in order to try to close the gap that is now widening between the Liberals and the Conservatives.
And when it comes to Canadians' preferred choice for Prime Minister, support for Mark Carney climbed to 56%, while Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre slid to 22.2%. All other leaders saw below 3% support. Well, the city turned green today for the St. Patrick's Day parade in downtown Ottawa. The festivities returning after a 7-year hiatus and the first time since the pandemic. CTV's Natalie Van Roy has more from the parade route.
Festive music, bands, and costumes for the St. Patrick's Day parade in Ottawa.
It's really nice to be able to be here on the first one back since 2019.
A sea of shamrocks and Irish pride taking over the nation's capital.
Favorite part is probably the horsey carriages.
The parade hasn't been out in a long time, and it's many years, good few years. So we just wanted to support the Irish community.
It's nice to see the Irish people out celebrating St. Patrick's Week.
Community bands, Irish dancers.
We just stumbled upon the parade, actually, and we could not be more thrilled to be here.
Happy St. Patrick's Day! And more than 50 floats along the route. Mayor Mark Sutcliffe and Ottawa councillors showing their support.
It's a celebration, and it's so great to see everybody who has no Irish blood at all just come out and enjoy it.
The parade kicking off at noon at the Supreme Court of Canada before traveling along Wellington Street in front of Parliament Hill, crossing the Rideau Canal to Sussex and ending in the Barwood Market.
We look forward to it every year, to dress up in green and be Irish for a day.
It shows our heritage of Ottawa. The Irish was here building Ottawa, the Scottish were here building Ottawa.
I'm here to support the Irish community and have a bit of fun with everybody here who's celebrating the rites of spring. It's just fantastic.
Happy St. Patrick's Day! Thousands showing up to take part in the festivities, remembering Ottawa's connection to Ireland.
15% of Canadians identify as Irish heritage, but in Ottawa, it's many, many more. The Irish came in here and we built the Rideau Canal. When we came first, we settled here in Bytown Market.
After the parade, dancers performing at Irish pubs like the Heart and Crown, which were packed for the occasion. Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
And just a reminder, the clocks spring forward overnight as we enter daylight saving time. Clocks jump ahead at 2 a.m., meaning we'll lose an hour of sleep tonight. Now, most provinces follow daylight saving time, with the exception of Yukon and Saskatchewan, and BC recently announced that it's moving to permanent daylight saving time as well.
Keith Cartwright now behind his own goal. There's a steal in front. They score!
Well, the Ottawa 67s, they hosted the Brampton Steelheads at TD Place Arena this afternoon. Also, the Sens and Black Bears, they're in action tonight. We'll take a look at some of that when we come back. Well, here's a live look at the Queensway right now. East and westbound traffic moving well. Just keep in mind that Environment Canada has issued a yellow fog advisory for the Ottawa area tonight. You could experience zero visibility, and if you're driving, reminded to turn your lights on, slow down, and maintain a safe following distance. All right, we'll take another look at the weather, a look at the Diefenbaker building by the Rideau River there behind me. A live look as well through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Again, foggy conditions here for the Ottawa area. We're sitting at 9 degrees in the capital. So we'll take a look at what's happening again right now. This is what's happening with the satellite radar, that is. We've got the right board there for you. Again, some foggy conditions here tonight, and that'll continue on into your Sunday as well. As for tonight's lows, we'll be sitting at 2 degrees here for Ottawa, same thing along the Seaway, -2 for Bancroft, 0 in Pembroke, and 1 toward Kittigan-Zibi. Again, some foggy conditions and cloud cover to deal with. 0 in Gatineau, same thing for Petawawa. We've got 2 degrees for Mont-Tremblant as well as Campbell, 1 degree for Maniwaki, 5 degrees over toward the Montreal area. As for tomorrow's highs, we'll be sitting at +5 for Ottawa. Pretty much the same thing for the Seaway, 6 degrees in Trenton. Again, we've got some foggy conditions to deal with, a possible shower here and there. 5 degrees for Pembroke, 4 for Bancroft, and 5 toward Kittigan-Zibi. As for highs in the Gatineau area, they're looking at 5 degrees, 5 for Kemptville, same thing for Petawawa, 4 degrees in Maniwaki, 2 for Mont-Tremblant, and also 5 for the Montreal area. Quick peek at what's happening for the next week or so. We've got some showers to deal with on Sunday and on Monday, and looks like it's going to be a pretty soggy week ahead for us as well. Well, the Ottawa 67s, they welcome the Brampton Steelheads to the arena at TD Place this afternoon.
Across the Ottawa line, moves in, fired that one, and scores!
And the Barber Poles on the losing end in overtime. The Steelheads scoring the winning goal 2 minutes into the extra frame. That's for the 2-1 win. The 67s have now lost back-to-back games in overtime, but they lace up again at home tomorrow against the Peterborough Petes. Puck drop set for 3 o'clock.
Dylan Cousins looking for a goal, and he scores!
Dylan Cousins put the Sens ahead 2-1 in the first as the Ottawa Senators, they're on the road tonight against the Seattle Kraken. Now, this game is still ongoing. Currently, the score is 4-2 in the second period for the Sens. The Sens have won 3 of their last 4 games since returning from the Olympic break, and they wrap up this 5-game road trip on Monday, and that'll be against the San Jose Sharks. And in the National Lacrosse League, the Ottawa Black Bears also on the road tonight, taking on the Colorado Mammoth.
Oh, beautiful play, and it'll end up in the net.
In the third quarter on the power play, Larson Sundown cuts the Mammoth lead to 1, and less than a minute later, Jeff Teague ties this game at 5. And then it was all Black Bears in the fourth. They added 5 more goals en route to the 10-5 win. Ottawa has now won 4 games in a row. They head to Calgary next Saturday night, and they will be playing the Calgary Roughnecks.
This one, being its first ever hardware hackathon, is really exciting.
Well, coming up, a first-of-its-kind hackathon taking place today in the capital, encouraging students to get off their screens and work with their hands instead. Well, it's a first-of-its-kind initiative for high schoolers known as a hardware hackathon. It took place at uOttawa on Saturday afternoon, encouraging students to get off their screens and to work with their hands. As CTV's Camille Wilson tells us, the event was aimed at teaching the students how to build tech hardware in person.
Double the power, double the power. Getting hands-on with all types of hardware.
Find a power for ultrasonics.
For Chandin Neer and his group, it's all about a new experience.
We were given a theme. It's to, we're stranded on a planet, and we need to find a problem to solve with using hardware and coding.
And the basics for surviving on this new planet.
We're planning on making a robot that will move around the planet and try to find out components about the atmosphere and see if the soil is moisturous and fertile.
Nearly 100 high school students from across Ottawa and Montreal building physical hardware projects from scratch in only 12 hours.
This is connected to power. We could get a bit more experience with actual hands-on hardware wiring, which would come into useful with our robot.
Canada's first ever hardware hackathon for high schoolers.
They'll be actually bringing their experiences, their ideas, but mainly they'll be coming in, they'll be learning how to build a project, maybe for the first time.
Sarah Al-Soaf says she learns best by doing.
You come here and then there's like different workshops where you can learn things. There's different hardware components that I don't know how to use, but I'm learning as we go.
My main goal here is really just to learn, again, by doing, because it is really the best way to learn. You can't really do this by watching a video or just listen to a teacher.
It's all about teamwork and learning.
I was very inspired about how I was able to join a program, apply skills, learn skills, and compete with that.
We're trying to expose people to more stuff so they have more options in the future.
And at an affordable cost.
A lot of financial strain as well, because the hardware costs a lot, which is why we're excited to bring this to participants for free, so that anybody without financial barrier can join and build hardware projects.
For Near, it's also about community.
It was a great opportunity to just meet new people, build really amazing projects, and try to innovate for the future.
Camille Wilson, CTV News.
I don't know how to say it. That's feeling so good.
All right, when we come back, details on a program helping seniors build their confidence with the use of therapy horses. Seniors are finding strength, balance, and connection in an unexpected place. An equestrian arena with a therapeutic riding center in rural South Ottawa is pairing older adults with horses in a program designed to keep them active and engaged. The arena is located in Greeley, about 30 kilometers south of downtown Ottawa. CTV's Tyler Fleming has more.
Abtesan Abdul Rahim's smile says it all.
I love horses so much.
Walking alongside the horses, she feels an instant bond, and childhood memories warm her heart.
They are special to me. I've been raised in a small village and we used to always have horses.
Ibtesan's friend Nahia Kudi is reminiscing too.
I used to be farmer's daughter. I used to ride.
The two, alongside with many others, are spending the afternoon at a stable in Greeley with a program called Horsepower for Seniors, run by the Therapeutic Riding Association of Ottawa Carleton. Trot.
My grandmother had Alzheimer's, and I think this program would have really benefited her. So it makes me really happy to see other seniors involved in the program and to be able to have access to our facilities and our beautiful horses.
Here, participants groom, lead, and walk with gentle therapy horses. The event is geared towards helping with balance, strength, and coordination while building confidence.
When I was walking this one, he was so beautiful.
The program, now in its second year, is funded through federal and public grants aimed at keeping seniors active in their communities. Trot has been helping clients of all ages engage with horses for 50 years.
We had a chance to make a difference in the community that we're with, and we get a chance to meet some individuals every day. And occasionally make a difference in what they do in their lives.
And for Ibisan and Nahia, when it comes to another visit, there's no horsing around. They plan to be back.
But that was beautiful. I don't know how to say it. That's feeling so good.
Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
Up next, we'll tell you what Rosietta was doing at the last Sens home game. Plus, we'll have one more look at the forecast when we come back.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
All right, let's take a look at your wake-up weather here for the Ottawa area. Again, some foggy patches that we'll be dealing with in the overnight hours, waking up to 6 degrees and some showers for your Sunday morning. And for the week ahead, it looks like we're going to have some soggy conditions and foggy conditions as well. 11 degrees that we're looking at now. Sunday, 5 degrees will be the high, at 12 degrees on Monday. And we could see a possible shower or flurry roll in again by the weekend. All right, finally for us tonight, a special moment for one of our very own at the Sens home game on Thursday. That's That's your Morning Ottawa host, Rosietta, getting a chance to announce the starting lineup. Now, Rosie says she was super nervous to hop on the mic at the Canadian Tire Centre, but she said she would totally do it again in a heartbeat. And she did a great job. She announced all the names in English and in French perfectly. Way to go, Rosie. It sounds like fun. Hope they ask some other CTV people to do that for them, possibly soon. That'd be cool. Well, that's CTV News for this Saturday, March the 7th. Again, don't forget to spring your clocks forward an hour tonight. CTV News continues online anytime with our digital team, keeping you up to date right here at ctvnewsottawa.ca. For all of us here at CTV News, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night. I'll see you again tomorrow night.